Hello? Hello, hello. Are we live? Let's get some look-see here. See how we're doing. Are we doing good? Are we doing terrible? Are we doing something? It looks like we're good. Very good, very good. I don't know why my chat thing is operating. Oh. That private. It'd be acting goofy. He'd be acting goofy. Okay, why is the chat open? Alright, whatever. I'll just view it from the other way. But yes, hello. One and all. Welcome to the new year, huh? Welcome to the new year. So as it may turn out, to start up the new year and get into some, new streamings, I figured, let's do some sketches of future illustrations that I'm gonna be having in mind to do. So yeah, it's pretty much gonna be the rundown for today. Getting in some fine-tuning in the sketching situation, I mean. And that we're just gonna get back into the flow of things steadily and essentially have some fun sketching, because I love doing some sketches. In particular, improving on my sketching style of things, if you will, because one artist that I absolutely love in his approach to sketching, Where's Man, he's on Twitter, by the way, on Twitter, and I love his style of sketching in that it looks very clean and quite authentic. So I'm gonna do my best to incorporate his style of sketching so that it makes it easier for me to have a system, basically, like on how to do things, because honestly, the way things are, I don't have a system. I've just been like, going from the sketching, and then I'll just fine tune it more into a finished fine art per se. And it's like, I feel like we can do better. Like there's something more that we can put more intention on. So that is the objective for today. If I can properly get something going here, of course. But yeah, it's just gonna be the objectives for the stream. Keeping things loose and vibrant as ever. Go for something like this. Again, we're just gonna get something sketchy down, and then later on we'll be more intentional with it as far as what it is that we have in mind. But hopefully we can come up with something that is most definitely manageable. I think we can blow this down. Get something going a little bit. Maybe like that. Perchance. To make this a little bit more. Ooh, something like that. Maybe. Something like so, I think. Perchance. We go for this, I think. Things are definitely not looking too bad. Quite content with this for sure. Let's just transition to the face a little bit here. Get something loosely, perchance. Perhaps. Yeah, something like this. Maybe. Then we can add something here for sure. I feel like this is a little bit too much eye here, so I'm gonna fine tune it a little bit too much eye. I say okay, it's a pretty quick fix. Pretty quick fix, y'all. Pretty quick fix. Okay, then let's get to this hair here, if we can. Maybe we'll start off with here. Give her a bit of a forehead, as ever. And then something going for the side hair. You know, there'd be something like, as far as actually drawing, it'd be one of those things to study, so do bear with me as we figure out this chaos with the hair. A very beautiful form of the body, the hair. So I do really want to really make it top notch with how I go about drawing it. We'll go for this. Good shot. Good shot. something like this. Perchance. Keeping things loose and authentic for sure. Well, things are definitely looking pretty good so far. Nearing towards the end of this sketch for sure. Now, of course, the keyword is sketch, so again, I'm not going to be too fixated on it looking pretty, so to speak, but so long as it's something that we can work with, that is what I have in mind. Sure, and this is definitely something that I can work with for later, you know, and making it look more refined. So yeah, I'm quite content with this. Maybe just do some more tweaking here and there for sure, but for the most part, this is pretty okay. Definitely manageable. Yeah, this is definitely manageable. I could definitely work with it. Good stuff. Very good stuff. Very good, very good. Authentic and honest. That's the kind of vibe that I love to see. Okay, so we can call this elf hidden for later. Now let's get this other thing going. If we can. Now, as ever, like I was saying earlier, um, what's the doing these kind of sketches for later drawings, it definitely makes it very nice in that we're just keeping it honest, you know. Don't want to get so caught up in the nitty-gritty details of, you know, drawing. But doing things like these, it just makes it to where, you know, we can be ourselves, not so hung up with details of things. Rather, just getting something on wall and then seeing what sticks from there. So let's see if we can get something down here. Maybe get some gesture lines going. Something like so. I absolutely love gestures, so I am no shy to doing it, and that helps a lot with lines and finding ways for things to make sense in their own fun way. It's definitely been a fun journey for sure in studying gesture. Honestly, it's one of those things where it's like, it just like, how can you get away from it? You know, the gesture being everything. So it's made it to where it's like, you know, so important to study to me. I definitely give a lot of credit to the book, in my all-time favorite book for learning to draw, Michael Hampton's Design and Invention. Like, that book is just an absolute gold mine for getting better at drawing, and the way that he teaches it, it really he really goes about it in a way that, like, it makes sense on how to improve and like the way to go about in the steps on drawing, since there's all kinds of things to know about it, and it can get really overwhelming really fast. But the neat thing about Michael Hampton's book is that he takes it one step at a time. You know, so um he goes about talking how gesture is like the fundamental and the building block for what comes later, you know, and everything else. So like whether it's the rendering or just the drawing something, you know, it always starts from something, and that something is gesture, you know. And so uh it's like that's something that I'm always having something playing in the background with my mind in terms of like the gesture feel of things, since it's really important. Really important. Feel like this is a tad off. Well, I think I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. Ever so lightly. Maybe it's something a little bit more specific here. Or I feel like something is a little off here. I think I'll make the ice a little bit small. I don't want her to appear too childish, since she is we got a grown woman here. Maybe something like this. My all-time favorite artist I've been studying does real big eyes, so it's like sometimes I have to catch myself like, okay, so let's make her look more adult-like, you know, since um, Mr. Soichiro Yamamoto draws more of the cutesy young girls, so it's makes it to where you gotta be more intentional with what it is that we're kind of trying to do, since obviously we don't want to be drawing, you know, like as the face of a child but the body of a woman, so that would look a bit off. But maybe we can get something like this going. Maybe make the chin a little bit longer here. Not too sure, but something going like this. Heck, let me flip this. What could we do better? Hmm. Trying to think. And I think that's fine. Maybe make it even a little bit more. This. Okay. I think that can work. Now, let's go back a bit to this breast situation. I go in here. Go for it like that. Then let's fine tune things a little bit here. Maybe go for something. This. Okay, okay. This is not too bad. Looking pretty good, pretty good. Now, let's see what we can do about this air situation here. Gonna maybe go for something like so. Ooh. Get a rough gesture going. For chance. We can go on to this shoulder. Is that right? The shoulder? Yes, that's right. Okay. 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 Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good for sure. This is a little bit throwing me off. All these lines. I think I'm slowly understanding. slowly but surely understanding. You go for something like this. And keep things pretty simple here. Not gonna be too constricted, hopefully. I think we can move this up a little bit more. Maybe we can go for something like that. Something like that for sure. For sure, for sure, for sure. Looking pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Now let's resume on this hair a little bit. A little bit like that. Okay, maybe like that. And let's see. Maybe we can get something down. I'm not sure. Something down for sure, you guys. I think that's looking pretty good for sure. Sure. Where did my pencil go? Oh, it fell. Looks pretty good. Pretty happy with this for sure. Pretty happy. Yeah, I think we're just gonna do some more cleaning up, and then we'll call this Elfin once again. Yeah, this is pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Just a little more fine tuning, and then we'll be on our way. I feel like this is a little bit too big of a forehead, though, to look back on it. So let's bring things down a little bit here. Or maybe it's just because do some more tweaking. Do some more tweaking and do some more tweaking. Yeah. And maybe something like this. Do a little bit of racing here and there. Remove the visual distractions for sure. And yeah, maybe something like this. Pretty nice. Pretty nice for sure. Oh, and then of course we gotta add the glasses here, y'all. How can we possibly forget? Pretty big, so maybe something like so. Get something down like that. Again, just gonna get something down loosely for these glasses here. Do some following of the line. Bit of a guide, I should say. And yeah, this is pretty good. Not too shabby for sure. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. In fact, I feel like this should cover up a little bit more of this base that we got going here. Maybe something like that. Now I think we can bring back this neck a little bit here. I want to give her too much of a neck. Maybe like that. And we'll go net for the hair. And bing bada boom. I think this is pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. For sure. Yeah. This is looking quite neat for sure. Quite neat for sure. Yeah. I like that. I like this. This is pretty good. Quite content for sure. Good stuff. Okay, and now we're gonna do some more of the fan arts here with Shoko from Jujutsu Kaisen. So this is gonna be pretty fun, I can already tell. And since I am a huge Jujutsu Kaisen nerd, absolutely love the that opening where our blue is. Like I'm addicted to it. It's really good. I love music that especially has a good beat to it. You know, even if you know it's Japanese and obviously don't know what they're saying, it's still the music is still there, you know. So always had a passion for music since I was a kid, so having those good beats is always a lovely sight, a lovely flow. Anyway, yeah, that's gonna be what we're doing, what we got going right now. This may be a little bit funny to say, but I don't actually understand the powers of Jujutsu Kaisen other than boiling it down to just spirit powers to bring it simplicity, and definitely my favorite character from the series, Gojo. Very funny guy, and you know, finding a character that is so relatable is like, you know, quite unheard of. You know, I love this guy. He's very funny, very easygoing, and definitely a character that like I can look at it and it's like, oh yeah. You know, if I was to be an anime character, it would be Gojo for sure. He's a very easygoing guy, and quite the goofball, which is kind of myself, pretty much. Just here to have fun and see what kind of chaos we can get ourselves into. If we can get something down, maybe something like this. Not too sure. As ever, you know, once we're in the gesture stages of things, I kind of just throw around on the wall and see if it sticks, and then we'll fine tune it here and there. So it's like gotta keep bringing myself back to that so that I don't get so constricted, because then it's like when I get overthinking, then I start to slow down and things take forever and much longer than they need to. So yeah, it definitely makes it to where it's good to not be so overthinking. Definitely don't want to overthink. We will go for that. Something like so for the brow there. Then let's get some more detail on this face here. In fact, I think it more like since it like actually wraps around the brow bone is what I'm trying to say. So we'll just go like this. I want to try to get semi-realistic eyes going here, so let's see if we can adjust that. Maybe something like this. Okay. Maybe that. Then, maybe this. Get ourselves going. Maybe something like this. I'm, still playing with things for sure. Hopefully, this will turn out in the way I have in my head. It's like, you know, when the one thing that you have planned out in your mind, and then once it put on the paper, it doesn't exactly look like how you envisioned it, but you know, just gonna do what we can. Sure. But something like that, maybe. Ever so loosely. Okay, I think it's pretty good. But I think this is a bit off here, so I'm wondering how it is off. And I'm thinking why it is off. This collar, I think, needs to be a little bit lower. Let's do just that. And then, maybe get something going here. Roughly. I'm not 100% certain for sure. If we can just get something like that, I think we can get away with it. Okay. Maybe that. Okay. Okay. See about this here. Perchance. Trying to think, what is it that I am lacking? It's like something feels off, but I don't know what it is. Maybe it's this. Throwing me off a little bit. Maybe I'm just overthinking. I'm still getting used to seeing semi-realistic style. It's always about the anime style things. How we're doing the more realism flow of it, so maybe we'll raise this up a little bit more. Give it room for the cigarette that we got going here. Which is kind of goofy now to think about it. I mean, weren't they like 18 years old in the times or flashback scenario here? So like she's 18 years old and she's smoking. So that kind of is crazy. Each to their own, of course. But anyway, let's see what we got going here. Maybe something like this for the hair, roughly. Going towards the hair here, maybe like so. Okay. that. And then, let's see. Yes. Like that. Oh, the thing is starting to lag on me. This is not good. Oh, BS, why have you done that to me? Okay, now let's do some more fine-tuning. As ever. Maybe go for something like that. Ever so roughly. Maybe like that. Okay. Go for this a little bit. I think this is pretty good for sure. Pretty good. Can definitely work with this. It's just a matter of refining it for sure, but other than that, I mean, yeah, this is definitely quite content with leaving things like this for sure. Yeah, this is real good stuff. Not gonna be too held back by it and things being a bit off here and there, because of course they are. This is just the sketch, but for the most part, this is pretty much the gist of it. So I'll call it there for Finn on this one. And yes, of course, as we got free win. You know, if I was to put a tier list as far as animes concerned, it would definitely be really hard. I know right off the bat, it would be first one would be Karake Jozu no Takagi-san for sure. That anime is the one that got me into anime in general. You know, very cute and very funny and very wholesome. So yeah, I'm all about that. And you know, the artist too behind Karake Jozu no Takagi-san is ironically also my all-time favorite artist. His style of things and how he goes about it is very like amazing to me. You know, like I'm in just complete awe every time he posts something. It's just it's really good stuff. Tsuchiri Yamamoto, my all-time inspiration for sure. And you know, my second favorite, of course, is I think it would be Jujutsu Kaisen. It's a fun anime that is great storytelling, and you know, the music is a banger. Great stuff overall for sure from Jujutsu Kaisen, and it's let's see how to say it. It does a great job at portraying like a final boss kind of feel of things, and you know, basically laying down the theme of like how Sukuna is the final boss of the anime, so to speak, and really illustrates that kind of theme beautifully. And yeah, it just keeps me hooked. It does a great job at keeping me hooked and seeing how things are gonna pan out, and how things are gonna go, because especially with that cliffhanger from season 2, and that you know, with Gojo now out of the picture, and having some of the beloved characters die this time around, it also illustrates that the concept that, you know, things are coming to a close soon as far as the anime. The that's like a common theme I see, like whenever an anime is coming to a close, they like to kill off some characters, beloved characters that we've come to know and love right before the finale. You know, it's kind of like a built up, essentially. And yeah, it's like Jujutsu Kaisen. I really look forward to how it's gonna end, and it's really good. It's a good series. It's a really good series. It will definitely be a sad day when the series is at its finale. But you know, a happy day too, because um, it's definitely come a lot of good um, times with it, and it's definitely kept me hooked. Kept me hooked. Uh, but yeah, and then as far as my third place, I think that would be Frieren for sure. Frieren again, a it's a bit of a it did a bit of a risky kind of storytelling in that what happens after the Devil King is beaten, so to speak, in like the isekai, for example, I think, and then you know telling basically a story after its ending, and how Frieren is now in pursuit of Himmel and her feelings. So it's quite a fun anime that has been getting into. You know, the characters very fun, and the storytelling is very fun too. It does a good way of introducing a lot of characters at once, but not feeling overwhelmed, which is really nice. You know, the Frieren herself is a very fun character to watch, and Fern as well. Stark, you know, the group energy they got going is pretty fun. Pretty fun, pretty fun. Good stuff, good stuff. Um, Definitely look forward to the second season that's going to be coming around sometime soon. And yeah, it's just going to keep me hooked, I'm sure. And then, you know, my fourth place. Ooh, now that is a toughie. You know, I think in fourth place I would give it to. Excuse me. I think the fourth place I would give it to. The Flagrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. That has been an amazing anime to watch, and very wholesome, and it reminds me of Arake Josu no Takagi-san for sure. And also even a bit like Frieren too, because especially with how the that first season ended with Kuroko and my gosh, I can't remember his name. Kuroko and hold on, give me a second. Kuroko and Rintro, yes. They got together at the end of the season, and that you know, it's beating that trope where like the series ends with the characters together, but you know, with this series, it's a bit of a, you know, going against the norm in that the first season they get together real quick, and so, you know, definitely looking forward to how it's gonna how things are going to pan out there. It's a lot of good stuff that I definitely see a lot of potential with it. It's really nice. It's like a mix of Karakeijozu, Takagi-san, and Frieren. Fusion, if you will, since it's a romantic comedy, as well as like it's going against the norm, you know. So I definitely am taking a strong love to it, and I can't wait for the second season. I'm very interested on how things are gonna pan out, and if the other characters will have their shot in spotlight in terms of like, I wonder if Rintro's friend and Kuroko's friend will get together there. I could definitely see that. And the storytelling they'll play with that would definitely be really cute. But yeah, I love Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. It's very cute and very beautiful too, as far as like the backgrounds and all that. The overall scenery, I should say, is very cute and beautiful as well. The bakery, that firework scene, and then when they went to that aquarium. It's overall very beautiful scenery, very artistic, and yeah, I just can't wait to see how things are gonna pan out for the next season. Even if they're obviously together, it's like, if you're just in it for them being together, then I mean, you could probably just call it a day with the first season and you'll be content. It feels like now afterwards it's just the icing on the cake, so to speak, since they're obviously together, so what more could you want? But yeah, they're fun characters, so I'm looking forward to how things are gonna pan out. And then I think like the rest in the top 10s, it's kind of blurry to think about. I haven't been watching a lot of new anime as of late. Let me think if I can at least come up with a 5th place for sure. I think 5th place it would go to My Hero Academia. It's like a bit hesitant on that because the story is great and the characters are great, but I don't know. It's just that ending, it felt a little unsatisfied. I was hoping that they would go in more depth on like what happened with everyone, like I wanted to see the follow-up with Eri, like seeing her growing up is like, oh my gosh, I want to see how she's doing, get more of a update on that. I didn't care for that, the update that her abuser got. Like, why would I care about you. Get out of my face. You know, I want the update on Eri, and let me see how she's doing. You know? But it's oh well. You know, it was a... It ended pretty good, too. I liked the ending. I just... Maybe I'm just upset, because it didn't... I didn't get enough, answers... Not enough questions answered from that ending. Like, did Shoko... I mean, not Shoko. Did, Ochako and Deku get together? You know, it's kind of just left it up there in the air. Didn't see them kiss or, you know, live together. It's just, I mean, we got that scene where, you know, of course, that, Kuroko, or not, oh my gosh, I got, Ochako was crying in his arms, and you know, I guess that was a bit of a confession there, but you know, still, I want some more. I'm being salty is what it really is. This is a really good show. It's really good anime. Real good stuff. So I think, not too sure what we got going for this eyes here. The thing is being real laggy, so hopefully I can finish this up right quick. And then we'll bring things to a close. Since later on I'll refine this more and all that. But this has all just been about like getting the sketches down, and then, you know, later on we'll be more on the finished pieces of side of things. But yeah, this has been a pretty good stream, pretty good sketches so far. After this I'll be calling it, and you know, going on a bit of a break and having a good old meal as ever. Nothing like eating after a good drawing session as ever. But yeah, I do hope you've come to enjoy watching the sketches so far, and as ever, it's always fun to get into the sketching side of things and just be loose and, you know, be honest. Always good stuff. Always good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Maybe we can get something going loosely for the eyes here. I think I'm gonna go pee real quick, so I will be RB. Okay, back from the little party break. Now where were we? Yes, was getting something down with this nose here. And then some with this mouth. Oh my gosh. Okay, so something is... Hold on. Let me see if I can find some references here. Give me a second, you know. I think we can get for something like that. Little smile going. Go for something like this, maybe. Ever so roughly, ever so loosely. The thing is laggy, but we are nearing the end here, so just gonna go for this for a little bit longer. Then we'll wrap things up. Let's make this a little bit shorter. Always fine-tune things later. We can get something like that down. Quite content. or something like this, maybe. Then we'll go like that. Okay. Ever so loosely, ever so roughly. Okay. I feel like this could be adjusted a little bit. Okay, maybe something like this, and then something for the hair there. It is a bit, messy, but it's a-okay. We'll work on making it look more refined later. Not gonna be at a loss in my thinking. What am I trying to say? I can go for something like that. There's a bit of a loose guide to things. Actually, it will be more like this. As ever, I'll definitely come back to this and do a bit more tweaking, but for the most part, this is pretty accurate. Pretty happy with this. Pretty happy with this for sure. I'll just do a little bit more cleaning up, and then we'll bring things to a close. These 4 sketches is all that I wanted to do for you guys, and share along as ever. Always a fun time, getting into the sketching and drawing streams and all that. It's good stuff. But yeah, this is gonna bring things to a close. We're doing pretty good for time. This took me 2 hours, it seems, to do these 4 sketches, so yeah, that's pretty good. I definitely call that a dub. 2 hours for these kinds of sketches that I can definitely fine-tune and work on for more the finished piece, the finished art. I can definitely work with these. As ever, I love sketching and seeing what we can come up with. Being honest and authentic with sketching is something that I really love to do. that I honestly don't get enough of. It's a strong passion of mine. Is doing more of the like finished piece of things. It gets real like um, technical and all that, and I don't like technical. I'm not a technical guy. I like to keep things honest and straightforward. So doing sketches is really where it hits home for me, you know. But other than that, yeah, I'm gonna bring this to a close and get me some good old food and yeah, I'll be seeing you guys around. As ever, thank you guys for watching and tuning in to what we got going around. It's always fun to do these sketches, do streaming, and all that. But with all that being said, I'll be seeing you guys around. Take care, and bye-bye. These sketches, do. But with all that...